Alright, welcome to HASSDISCUSSES. We are here with another episode joined by YKN Saint. Recently joined the 2700 crew. How did that occur? You joined the 2700 crew with Ruga Gambino and other members. How did that happen?
Well, it was funny because there's a page called Delaware Rap.
Yeah,
And he
dude.
was just going around.
Ayo,
Yeah,
TJ.
you know about him?
Ayo, TJ, yeah, I talk with him every now and then. We're not fully talking all the time, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I literally just did a song with him too. I don't know if I should have said that.
Oh yeah, I know he makes music too, but I haven't listened to it. I'm gonna be honest.
But he was going around posting different rappers, asking if they was valid or not. And I saw Ruga's post, and
I made that happen, by the way. I pulled those strings.
Yeah, and then Ruga saw my comment, checked out my page, and he just liked what I was bringing, and he hit me up. We went to DMing back and forth, exchanged numbers, and then he just asked me like, "Yo, like, let me put you on. Like, how would you feel about joining 2700?" So.
And you were in the studio though. That's a sacred space. Okay, I hope you know that. Okay, there's a sacred place in just what I've seen, because like that was the first time I ever been in a studio, like observing. It's something to take in. There's certain moments in my life where you take something in. For me, it was that moment, seeing that studio session occur, but also being on a film set, and that was something where I took. What's a moment where you just took in everything? You felt like you could learn.
Probably, like, to be honest, probably in the studio. Like, we got there and it was just so. The vibe. As soon as I stepped in, I felt it. I was like, yeah, this is the one. I'm good. This is where I'm finna make something happen at.
Yes.
And just watching Ruga record was like it helped me a little bit. I got some tips and some things that helped me go along the way. But when I hopped in, it really was just something different. Like, I was trying to calm down, keep it mellow, and it felt cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I seen him like just sort of freestyle his little vocals over something, it's almost like I'm watching a man be possessed by some sort of demon. Sort of this demon sort of takes control of him, and he spits out this fully coherent, verse or little line, and it's like wow, but like. You're doing music and stuff like that, but I want to hear what is in the Bronx? How is the Bronx relevant to you?
Well, to be honest, I just like to, when it comes to the music, it doesn't really have much of a relevancy. But when it comes to me as a person, it holds a special place in my heart because I just got a lot of memories there. I was born in the Bronx, so now that that's out there, just whenever I think about the Bronx, I don't really think about anything else besides my memories there and what attaches me to the Bronx.
Those family memories and stuff like that. Those dinners, I feel that. That's good. That's did you go to school there, or did you go to school in here in Delaware?
I went to school in Delaware. I moved out of the Bronx from a very young age, actually. So when I was starting to even in preschool, I was here in Delaware.
Yeah.
But I've just been back and forth, going back to New York, not even just the Bronx, but just all over in New York and here in Delaware. But usually live here in Delaware. School years, I'm here in Delaware. Summers, I'll be back and forth. But, Delaware really feels like home to me.
Those sort of dual locations things are good at building connections. You look at Drake's career and how he sort of built connections, or really a lot of the careers. He was in Toronto earlier his career, but then his father and uncle, they lived in Memphis, so he'd constantly be in Memphis hanging out with DJs. That's where he sort of made the connection with DJ Smalls, who hosted his first mixtape and stuff like that. Uzi is another example, but he kind of never went back to where he was from. So Uzi was originally from Philly and managed by DJ Diamond Cuts. And he got he had the whole drama thing, DJ Drama, Generation Now. They snagged him, okay, and he never went back. He stayed in Atlanta his entire life, which I don't disrespect. That's just a fact. You don't have to live in fucking Philly your whole life, you know.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't know if anybody wakes up and thinks one day I want to grow up and live in Philly. Like I respect Philly, but you know, if you're making that amount of money, you can live in fucking South America if you really wanted to, you know. Yeah, and is Lil Uzi relevant to your music though? I get that vibe.
A lot, very much so. You know, like back when I started making music, I was really into different things. I wasn't listening to anything relevant at the time. I was strictly listening to like a bunch of old music and hip hop and stuff like that. And then after like my first studio session, I started listening to Uzi a lot. Then by the second studio session, you could hear me, you know, just getting a little more melodic. And then by the third studio session I was hitting notes. I was more focused on making sure I came up with different melodies that, you know, that really caught your ear instead of coming up with crazy different rhyme schemes and bars. So Uzi definitely had an impact on just my music career in total.
And the aesthetic is something that he sort of, you know, that spacey aesthetic, that sort of anime inspired aesthetic. He really put on. He kind of made, I don't know if this is a fact, but he kind of made anime for people around me cool, which was not really like that. I don't watch anime, but the amount of people that have sort of, it's like when people tell me they watch anime 5 years ago, when someone told me they watched anime, it was like I'm watching someone come out to me. You know what I mean? When it's not that deep, bro. Like, it's just a cartoon. But, yeah. I mean, do you watch anime at all?
Yeah, I watch a little bit of anime. I'm not a huge, you know, anime binge watcher. I don't stay in my room watching anime 24/7. But when I have time, I'll throw an anime on. If I finish it, I'll get to another one. But yeah. I remember back before Uzi was even on the scene. You know, you used to get like picked on for watching anime almost like my family used to pick on my cousin expeditiously, like just making fun of him all the time. And now when we're all together, we're all talking about different animes or what anime they get into, or just simple stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the landscape of that has changed and stuff. And so much kids are fucking. I hate it. Like, it's annoying as shit. People be showing me their manga collections, and I'm like, I'm gonna still pronounce it incorrectly. I'm gonna say manga just to piss you off. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. Yeah. I hate all these people with their pronunciations. Like, oh, I know what the pronunciation is. I know how to say it right. So when you say it wrong, fuck. It's like, really? You think you're that smart? You don't have a degree in manga. You know, these little fucking clowns. Anyways, what is Underworld?
Underworld. All right. Yeah. See, Underworld is it's a collective between me, Squishy, and so far right now we got another producer called HASSDISCUSSES. We're working on, you know, getting some more artists in, but like I said, it's a collective under 2,700. So cool. It's a whole darker, different vibe. You feel me?
Yeah, Swishy's awesome. I heard one of his tapes. He had FFA Joe. I think he had him on it. Somebody, oh man, he had this one tape. It was like a little 3-track EP or whatever the fuck. But Swishy, I talk with him every now and then. He's dope. He's one of the good local producers. Like, I don't know much local producers besides like Swishy, Unlucky, Mad Snake. Who else? There's shit. Yeah, I don't know much local producers. Really, only those three. Really. My bro SOGI, but these are Middletown people. You want to know these people. Not a lot of people know these people. But on the Swish Volume 1, there was Kid Guap. That's who else was on that. He was a good track, but yeah. Who's Marvy?
Marvy?
Yeah.
How the fuck you know about Marvy? Marvy is Marvy is a producer. I don't know where he's from, but we kind of linked up through a group chat, and he just hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I like your music. Do you mind if I send you a couple beats?" I was like, "Go ahead." And he sent me a 3-pack, and yeah, we just got to working. Marvy's also pretty dope. I like Marvy. Shout out to Marvy.
Yeah, Marvy. Yeah. That was a good one. That was a surprising moment. Yeah, so I assume right now you're sort of like making hella fucking music with all the 2700 members. Like, is there just gonna be a really like on your next album? Can we expect a lot of features from 2700 members, or are you kind of doing them in little singles?
I don't know yet. Right now, I'm kind of working on it.
You're absorbing.
Yeah. I'm kind of just riding out the wave, getting a feel for things. But it definitely was an idea. I've only been a member for like a week right now as of this time. So, but I definitely would like to try something like that for sure.
Yeah, and it's gonna grow, man. Like I'm really confident it's gonna grow. The 2700 thing. Who was I talking about? But I can't disclose who or what label, but there's a big feature coming soon with Ruga and someone on a label. I'll tell you about it after. But that's gonna pull through. Like, he's a Glock 9, a Hot Boy collaborator. So that's happening. So shout out to Ruga's manager for setting that up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, this is what I've seen before. Okay, are you gonna use your age as a marketing tool? Because you're always like, "Oh, I'm 14." Like, are you really gonna do that as a marketing tool?
I mean, I don't see. I wasn't planning on it, but it seems like every time I run into somebody, they're just expecting me to be older. Like they'll ask me, "Yo, like how old are you?" I'm just like, "I'm 14," and they'll just they'll lose their mind. You're 14. That they'll expect me to be 18 or 19. I literally just talked to another artist today, and she literally hit me up out of the nowhere. It was like, "Yo, you're 14?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I thought you were my age." I was like, "How old are you?" She was like, "I'm 18." It kind of just sort of adds a shock factor, just letting people know like, hey, I'm 14. So like, I didn't want it to be that at first, but I didn't mean for it to be. At least it's not like it's a bad thing, but right now I think that's kind of like something adding hype and
okay.
Momentum.
I'm not against that. I'm just trying to understand things because you're not a whiny one. You're not a whiny 14-year-old. Kid Leroy's a whiny little fucking bastard. Like he's fucking, how old is he? He's my age, and he's like still whiny. Like, come on, I'm not listening to Without You. I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody's gonna be listening to Without You in a year. I like his like. He makes some bangers, but like he's gonna be like Post Malone. And I don't listen to Post Malone. You know what I mean? What do you think about Kid Leroy?
Kid Leroy, he's definitely fire. Like, I mean, Leroy, he's got some bangers. I don't listen to Leroy a lot, but like, so far he's doing his thing. I hope he just maintains longevity. But Leroy, he's fresh. He's something new.
Yeah.
Will people get tired of it? I mean, I don't know. Only time will tell. But as far as something new and refreshing, Roy is definitely someone who caught my ear.
The thing about Kid Leroy is he's got to figure out that, okay, he has the necessary resources to get... if you really look at his charting ability right now, and you look at what label he's a part of, who he can... sort of what his resources are, and I know I just kind of said that, but I'm not going to make a huge comparison, but 24K Golden is sort of at the level Kid Leroy's at, but he's using his resources well. He's getting that Mike Dean on his track. You know Mike Dean? The legendary producer who like did a lot of the Travis Scott production and does a lot of the guitar for Travis Scott's music and a lot of the big Travis Scott songs. I'm saying Kid Leroy should use his resources to find legendary producers. Like, he can't just... He shouldn't be going on YouTube and finding the same fucking type beats, is what I'm saying. He should really assemble a sort of crew of people that can craft a masterful album. Maybe that's me having my standards high, but, like, who would you... Like, let's say you have the resources of Leroy or 24K Golden or Trippy. who would you assemble to craft an album?
Gee, that's a hard question. I mean, I'm pretty young, so I don't know a lot of people. But as for like just dream collabs, I would like to people to work with. I mean, like to put together an album, I would reach out to people like probably people like Pierre,
Yeah.
Molly Raw.
Molly Raw, thank you, man. That is great.
Because they are both two underrated producers in the game right now. So like them two. Like I said, I'm young, so it's like I don't really know who or what would go best with my style yet. So it's like I can understand the same repetitive type beat formula, but I also am one to try to expand or get a little more diverse with my projects. So like I had to switch it up, and how would I switch it up if I had Leroy's resources? I don't know, but I definitely would try my best to make it work, because if you stick to the same formula and the same pattern, then you're definitely just going to be a one-hit wonder, or you're going to be somebody like you're going to be very controversial, like the baby. Or you got the people that love the baby and the people that hate the baby, because he makes to them they make the same same sounding songs, Suge Part 39, and then you got the people that like those simple songs, so they're gonna tune in.
This is my problem with the baby. Do you want to hear it? So he's able to make these very similar sounding songs, and his lyrical ability is good, right? But his voice never, and when it does, it barely works. His voice never matches the beats he's on. He would be so good on like some old dusty ass boom bap beat, He would be so good on like some like Alchemist beat with some guitar playing and some like old 70s. Like imagine him going on like the Lucifer beat off of the Black Album by Jay-Z. Like he would be so good, like with Freddie Gibbs or Schoolboy Q, and he's like, but he wants to fit in with the Lil Baby and Pooh Shiesty crowd, and it's like your voice isn't that southern, You have to have this sort of weird southern drawl to be in that crew. I'm not saying I'm not saying only southern people have to make a song with fucking Lil Baby, but I'm saying if you want to sound like that, there's a certain, thing you already have that prepared. Do you agree or resonate with anything I said?
Yes, I definitely want to hear the baby on some old school boom bap beats now. Like that's, you just put that idea in my mind. Like somebody has to make that happen sometime soon.
Yeah, like let's say he does an Alchemist collaboration album or a Mad Lib collaboration album. These are producers that make old school shit with new school people. So like they'll get Freddie Gibbs, who he kind of knew his sound, and he knew his sound in terms of lyrics, but when Madlib kind of came together with Freddie Gibbs, they sort of everything was consistent afterwards. That's when something good happens, is like when one person links up with one person and their sound is consistent afterwards. For that you have, Kanye and Jay-Z, you have Drake and 40, you have, who else could that? You have Playboy Cardi and Pierre, except Playboy Cardi's doing something different, but it's still the same when you really look at it. Like I don't know, you fuck with a whole lot of Red. You can be honest about it, but I like it.
A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't like it, but I walked into a whole lot of Red with zero to little expectations at all.
Same.
I said that way around. Little to zero expectations at all, because I don't. It's Playboy fucking Garden. I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, I was so, we waited so long that I kind of just came to a realization, like, there's no way he's still gonna be on that same shit that he was teasing when we started waiting for this. I was like, there's no way. And then he even came out and said it himself, like the album was gonna be an experiment, something different. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna walk in with a blank slate.
Yes.
If I touch it, if I feel it, then we'll build from there. So I remember it vividly because I dropped my album the same night, right? So before I hopped in a whole lot of red before I even did any promo for my album, I simply did this. It was Christmas, and I was in my dad's house in New York, up in Manhattan. And my dad is in the living room with some family members. You know, they're chilling. I'm waiting. 12 on the dot hits.
Oh shit! What happened?
My fault. I am so sorry. I walk into the room, turn the lights off, hop on my PS4, put the loudest pair of headphones I own in my ears, and I played Whole Lotta Red from start to finish. And this is how it went. I was loving it. Honestly, I did not walk in there
Bitch, stop breathing.
looking for any lyrical meanings. I didn't walk in expecting for it to change my life. I walked in with no expectations. I was just like, if it gets me lit, it gets me lit. If it makes me think, it makes me think. If it makes me sad, it makes me sad. Oh well, I don't know what to expect at this point. And as soon as I turned on the first song, Rockstar Made, I was in love. I was in love. And like I remember afterwards playing Whole Lotta Red, you know, on FaceTime with my homies and shit. Like, yo, bro, turn this shit off. This shit is trash. Fuck you. I like this.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, it's dope. Fucking love it, dude. Like, I don't care what all these motherfuckers say. Like, it's actually really good. I'd compare it to Yeezus by Kanye. Are you familiar with that album?
I haven't listened to it. Like I said, I'm young. I just got on the new wave. Like,
yeah, bro. When were you born? Shit, you'd probably have to be born 2007. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck, yeah. 2003, by the way, for me. But
you're young.
Yeah, I'm 17. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not an excuse to, you know, wait. You know, the age is not an excuse to wait to do productive things.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, yeah, that, Delaware rap page, though, that's cool. Like, I like to see that. Like, what other Delaware artists, besides, you know, the 2700 crowd, do you support and mess with?
I like Mozzie Global. I heard a couple of his songs. He's definitely fire. Eric is Dead. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's definitely fire.
Who?
Eric is Dead.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, because I don't really collab with too many Delaware artists like that, or outside of me, I really haven't listened to a lot of Delaware. You know, Delaware. I don't really know what's going on with the Delaware rap scene. So,
you want some recommendations?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go through people I've interviewed and haven't interviewed, but okay. Let's go off the dome. Jace. Jace of SRG, the movement SRG, successfully reaching goals. That's a dope little movement and collective and stuff like that. Paul Butler is really good if you're looking for some old school. Like, he'll mix that old school, like, College Dropout Kanye type shit, right? But he'll also do the Ski Master Slump guy shit where he's like he's just like, you know, that's just, he's pretty good with that shit as well. So, you know, that's why I mess with him a lot as well. And then you got WSC Tony, which is sort of like the Baby and Blueface, and it's dope. It's really good. Like, he'll have those club bangers, right? But he'll have those like female pitch samples, and he'll go like in with the storytelling and stuff like that. Meek Mill as well, and but he's able to do that Blueface style really well, and those are his biggest songs. But I'm with the crowd who likes the storytelling vibes. If you want a Pierre and Uzi vibe, you go to Zaire. He self-produces everything he's done, and he knows what the fuck he's doing. He has like he's probably, I think he's going to fucking college for music and shit, so he knows what he's doing. E is, if you want that lyrical stuff, I'm gonna give a lot of, you don't have to memorize this shit. I'm just sort of vaguely stating a couple people I fuck with, but I'll send you a couple links afterwards. I'll give you two more. Ruga Gambino.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. Stoner X. He's like that Glock 9, YNW Melly type of stuff, but he's able to do that, like, what else would I compare him to? That trippy red type of, like, sort of music, but he has a lot of bounce to his music. That's what people underestimate, having bounce in their music. You know, like Timbaland. Like, you listen to Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake, and you're up and down. You know, your head's moving up and down and shit. You know, and who else? That's really all I can name of Mary G's, but yeah, I don't know. Have you heard of any of them? You can be honest.
Actually, no. Like, that's a new, like, catalog kind of. Like, I never ever would have just came across them by myself. You know, Zaire sounds fire.
You'd like Zaire, yeah. And I'll send you a couple links after out of like what I just said that I know you like. So I'll cater to what I think YKN Saint would like. Now, this is a question that I want you to be fully transparent with me on. You know, in order to do this consistently, this music thing consistently, there's this sort of it's sort of a switch, but you have to think to yourself, like, this music shit's worth my fucking time. But was there any, like, what made you think, okay, this music shit's worth my fucking time?
Once I started enjoying my own music, like, at first I was just making songs because, like, people said I could rap, or they'd be like, oh, when you want to hear your next song. To be honest, at first I was rocking with it. Then I grew up and I was just like, I don't even like this anymore. So then last year, January, I hopped in the studio one more time, and I recorded like 5 songs in like an hour or two, and then I kind of was just listening to it non-stop. Like, once I got the bounces back, I was just listening to it on repeat, and then I previewed it, and everybody wanted it. And I had my homies, like, uploading snippets of them in the car, listening to my songs on the gram. And I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, I need to invest my own money and do this shit on my own. And that's what I did. I asked my dad, shout out to my dad too. My dad has been super supportive, but I asked my dad, I was like, can you give me some money? I can order this. And he was like, I got you, whatever you need, I got you. And I slowly just started building up. I got an interface, a microphone, headphones, a little arm stand. And at first I was just recording with my headphones because I didn't know what I was doing. But then I got an adapter, and I make everything on my phone. So I put it to my phone, and then I was just like, I started making music, and as time went on, I got better and better and better. And I just realized, this is gonna go somewhere. Like, as I grew and I got better, I attracted more people. And when I realized I could get better, and that I was getting people I didn't even know that actually started listening to me and liking my music, that's when I realized I need to focus on this. I put school aside, and I was just like, I'll
That's a good decision. I'm not joking. Putting school aside.
Because I wasn't able to focus on staying on honor roll.
Like, don't quit. Don't fucking drop out. But, do the assignments. But it's something, just remember what makes you happy.
Yeah, like, I had perfect grades all my life. I'm not going to say perfect, but I've been up there all my life. And then this year is like the first real year that I'm failing, that I'm like, I'm not doing that good. that's because I put, like I said, I put school to the side. When online schooling first started, I said, whatever, I'll deal with this another time. I need to make music. Summer came. I was not worried about when I was going back to school or what school I'd be going to. I was just like, whatever, I need to make music. Then came what, like August, September, October, I started getting online classes and they gave me a laptop. I was like, whatever, I need to make music. And now I'm trying to balance, make the best out of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like getting my makeup work done when I can, trying to join whatever Zoom I can, make sure I get an attendance grade still. But like once school is done, I'm in the studio. I'm at the edge of my bed with my microphone stand on GarageBand making music, or I'm talking to Swishy, or I'm talking to Ruga. Yo, what you trying to do this weekend? Yo, when's the next time we can get in the studio? Yo, I need you to make this beat for me.
Those little conversations that you have with, you know, some other dickhead who's as creative as you, are some of the most valuable sort of interactions you will have when you grow. You know, I've had people, you know, when you interact with so many people creatively, you get to hear a different side of them besides their creative self. You know, I've had people tell me stories of them being held at, you know, gunpoint, like behind the scenes and stuff like that. I've had people tell me stories about higher up people in the industry. You know, I've had people tell me, you know, like horrible self-hatred, you know, self-inflicting pain that they've done to themselves. When you really get to interact with artists, you will always learn something new about somebody that they don't want to put out there. And it's sort of, when you're interacting with so many people, it's sort of your duty when you do this to not fucking rub in somebody's face that you're working with this someone. If they want you to, do that. If you're making a song with Trippie Redd, I'm pretty sure Trippie Redd would love for you to put that out there. But, you know, it's Trippie Redd tells you about some, like, fucking, somebody in his family died, you know, don't fucking put that information out, you know, just shit like that. That's what I'm just saying. That's not advice. It's just words of wisdom. Yes, it is advice, but whatever. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It's so much. I love this shit. I'm just fucking gonna say that right now. Fucking love this shit. And this creative shit, it's like a cult, really. Because, like, when you find somebody that's, like, creating as well, you run into them. It's like you're running into somebody from church and shit. I don't fuck with religion, but you know what I mean? Like, that feeling when... What are you saying?
It's definitely nice when I find somebody else that's, you know, on the same level as me. You know, we can actually get to work, and somebody who can keep up with me for real. When I found Swishy and Ruga, well, when they found me, actually, because I didn't find them, when they found me,
yeah,
it felt, I don't know, it felt like a change of pace. Like I could, you know, like we gonna go somewhere. Like, all right, we're putting this thing in motion, and it just felt like a blessing, to be honest.
Yeah, Ruga's like a mixture of, like, Birdman, DJ Khaled, and Juice WRLD. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about Ruga. And that's the best compliment and comparison I can make with him. Like, yeah, bro, Ruga's on something else. But, like, he gives me those, like, I'm going to be around a while. I'm going to help a lot of younger artists as well. And I'm good with promotion. But my style, my sound is present. It's working. Ruga's a good. He's gonna be around a while, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is YKN? We must know that.
YKN?
Yeah.
All right. You want the real answer? Or you want the sugar-coated answer?
The real answer.
All right. So YKN came about with a couple of my friends, like 6th grade, and this was back around the whole 3 letters thing was popular. And so we just came up with Young Killing Niggas. And it was super ignorant, super stupid.
Oh, God.
But I don't know, I felt like YKN sort of had a ring to it. And I just put my last name together, YKN Saint, and it just came along. But as I started, branding myself as more of an artist and not just some random kid from Delaware or some random kid from such and such middle school, I realized Young Killer Niggas is not a very marketable name, to say the least. So I was like, yo, we need to come up with something different. I sat down with my manager. He was just like, Young King Nation.
Young King Nation?
So now
that's better. Okay, I appreciate that. I can find appreciation in that.
And we're constantly, changing, evolving, growing. Because like I said, we're only 14. So YKN may be Young King Nation right now, but years from now, it can be something completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it can be something entirely different. So.
Or you could just be Saint, like Corday did that shit.
Yeah, I might just be Saint. I was thinking about dropping the YKN. Well, I wasn't thinking about it. One of the things I never wanted to do was drop the YKN because YKN is just full of a bunch of my closest friends. It's just like, kind of like my family. And but I was talking to somebody, and they told me that labels and A&Rs, when they look at that YKN, when they look at that 3-letter name, they're gonna classify me with all those other artists. They're gonna put me in a little box, a little category, and be like, oh, he one of them, and just throw me away. So I told myself, I said, if I do make it in the underground scene and establish a name for myself, like if somebody hears my song and be like, oh, that's YKN Saint, they know YKN Saint, I'm probably not gonna change it. But if I ever feel like I need to grow out of the YKN, definitely was, thinking about dropping it.
Yeah. But being established in the underground scene is pretty overlooked. You can make money being established in the underground scene. I know people that only have fucking 9,000 followers on Instagram and they can sell out 25 cassette tapes. What? How the fuck do you sell out 25 cassette tapes? Who the fuck buys cassette tapes? Like, what? But that's what you need. You need a cult fan base. You need a cult fan base that is committed, that will buy that cassette tape and have that in the room perched up against their textbooks, which they are not reading. That's what people need to be that. Be that thing perched up against what they don't give a fuck about. They need to be put in front of what they don't give a fuck about. They need to be always playing. They need to be playing while they're working out. That's what we need. What big moves do you have in the future that you could tell us about before we wrap this interview up?
I don't want to say much, but I definitely do look forward to working with Ruga and 2700 as a whole. Planning on dropping an album sometime this year, possibly with Haze, most likely around this summer. And I got my track Super Glue coming out in 2 weeks.
With who?
Super Glue. It's a track coming out 2 weeks on YKN Saint.
Who's the producer and what's that?
I don't know. I don't remember right now. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah. Give those producers credit. All right, that's what you got to announce before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, that was another edition of HASSDISCUSSES. Links in the description to his Spotify and Apple Music and his social media. Go follow that. Go support YKN Saint. Support YKN Saint. If you support this channel, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you're listening on any audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify, be sure to download and check out the sponsorships in the description. We have the Audible trial. We have, the Vice props. We have the Good Vibes clothing. And thank you, YKN Saint, for joining.
Of course.
Goodbye.